checking to see if this. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
GM.
Man, Tweet Hunter has been so weird. It's like not actually putting our tweets out. Oh my god. I'm sorry. No, yeah, shit. Okay. So this MEV tweet didn't go out. Oh no. Shoot. Okay. I need either someone to run check-ins or someone to make a tweet from Giveth. Griff, do you want to make this tweet from Giveth, or can someone else just do check-ins?
Yeah, drop the notion. I'll just actually, I can go down to the economy and pull it up.
Yeah. Okay. One sec.
My share screen on Discord doesn't work though usually. So.
Lauren, I can do the tweet. I just need a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I edited it though, and I need to send you the. So let me just send you the Google Doc.
No, maybe it's okay. Then it's better. I can manage check-ins. I'll need a minute. Maybe we just wait a minute and we'll do check-ins.
I mean, it's honestly easier for me because I would like to pay attention to everyone's check-ins. It'd be easier for me. I just sent it to a Telegram.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Griff. Sorry, everyone. Twitter has been horrible lately. It's like something is happening and nothing works, basically. Like everyone got kicked out and then nobody could sign back in, and Tweet Hunter doesn't work half the time. And I will share my screen now so that we can get started. Okay, well, let's do some check-ins. Intentions and distractions. So my main intentions for the call are to talk about the Gitcoin passport integration, and I'm glad we have Toss in here, because then I guess maybe I'll bug him to help me with the design for this. And other than that, just like with Chainvine givebacks, PFP picture integration, adding other chains, Mount Pelerin just needs testers, give power, and then like all these other research things. I'm not sure if we still need to talk, if we should talk more about the Giveth Pro idea. But anyway, all my intentions are here on the agenda, and I'm distracted by the fact that I had 2 tweets that were supposed to go in the last 5 minutes and neither of them sent, and I'm like frantic. And I will pass it on to Griff.
GM, I'm distracted by helping Lauren with the Twitter stuff, and I'm just here to hang out and excited to hear the plan for Chainvine. Bye. I'll pass it to Sherrick.
Thank you, Gary. Fellow guys. Let me share my screen, my video. Okay. My intention for the call is talk about the Chainvine PFP and also what's our plan for other networks. That's it. And also I came to know about passport, Gitcoin passport. Should we do anything on the front end or not? That's it. I pass it to Franco.
Hello, everybody. My intention here is to stream the call and catch up with everything that's going on. Distractions, I'm just doing some voting on the NRGIV DAO because I couldn't do it yesterday. And I'll pass it to Amin.
Hello. It's hard to find mute button. Yeah, my intention is to tell about the Gitcoin passport authentication and keep you updated. My distraction is we will have guests tonight and people are cleaning around me. I pass it to Kataba.
GM. My intention for the call is to sync up. Maybe you want to talk about who would like to meet the Index Scoop team next week. I don't know if there's also something about the graph to talk about. And that's it. I have no distractions. And let's see. I pass it to Mohammed. Have you gone?
No, thank you. Hey, everyone. I'm here mostly for listening, and I'm distracted by doing some coding. I pass it to Monique.
Hey everyone. I'm not distracted. I'm here just to listen, sync with the issues that we already started for the GIVeconomy. Because I missed the last two calls. And yeah, just want to add a comment on the silo. When to go live and how. And that's it. I pass it to Jake.
Yeah. Intention to just sync up. I missed last week's call as well. No distractions, just excited for that tweet to go out so I can get it shared. And let's go to down the list, Santi.
Thank you, Jake. GM, everyone. I'd like to get updates on the Chainbind and the PFP integration, and no distractions here. I'll pass it to Mitch.
Hey, yeah, I could talk about Giveth Pro. Sure, PFP integration sounds good, but honestly, we talk about it a lot during the week. And what was the other thing? Oh, I'm curious to hear about passport integration as well, and maybe talk about the index co-op thing that Kotabe brought up as well. Sounds interesting. And I'll pass it on to Monique.
Monique
I
already
went.
Yeah, let's pass it to who didn't go. Tossin.
Send.
Hi everybody. So okay, my intentions for this call is just to sync with everybody, and if I'm needed, I'm here. I'm a little bit distracted working in the background. Pass to Jan King.
GM, everyone. Intentions just to keep up, see what's going on. Distractions. So just opening the office, going to try to eat breakfast. Somebody dropped off a U-Haul with a whole bunch of garbage in it. Morning. I just walked in, so I don't know who hasn't gone.
I think you might have been the last. Looks like it. Did anyone not go? Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks everyone. Let's just dive into things then. First thing, seems the most interesting thing to talk about is this passport integration. So I turned this into an epic and made a bunch of issues for it. And so basically what we need to do to integrate passport looks pretty easy. We need to, well, one thing I want to talk about is basically what we need to do is we need to make a scorer and decide the weights of each stamp that we want for Giveth. And this is a unique Giveth scorer, and that can just be done by anything. But Amin was suggesting that we create a multisig for it, so I want to check to see if if we should make a multisig for that, and then who should be on that. And I guess we can start there. Yeah, so passport has this scorer thing. Basically, to integrate passport, you just decide the weight of each stamp, and I put all the details in here somewhere. Build scorer for passport. So Amin was suggesting we make a multi-sig and have like Amin on it and like maybe a couple pieces and other people. And I was just wondering, Amin, if you had to double check to make sure that like this could actually be done via multi-sig, because I don't know. It's like, oh yeah.
No, actually, I haven't. I should check. Today I was working on implementing that authentication server. No, I haven't. I should check that.
Okay, double check, and then I guess we won't pick people for the multi-sig until we know it's actually it's actually something that we can do. But yeah, and then so from there, I was messaging and adding Mo onto this, but I kind of need to know like if I could get either support from you, Tossin, or from Mo, just to do like a quick hacky kind of how this looks on the front end thing. So that would just like require hanging out. I'm not sure which of you, if either of you have bandwidth. So let me know. What do you think? Tossin.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I said a bit. Don't worry, I'll hang out with you. When should we meet? After this call?
Yeah, we can meet after this call and talk about it. That sounds great.
All right. Okay.
Great. Okay, cool. And then, so we also need to change the authentication service. Did you look into this, Amin, already? Are you talking? Because I can't hear you. Amin?
Did you ask me or Tossin?
Yeah. Now I asked you. Tossin said we can meet after this call. So for changing the authentication service, like,
Yeah.
do you need anyone's approval, or like I don't really even know what this means? So
Yeah. I added a couple of endpoints for authenticating with Gitcoin Passport. Carlos is not here. Carlos is the most relevant person to and after him, Mohammed. Mohammed is not working these days. You know, I mean, today and tomorrow he will work on praise with General Magic. But if Carlos is the best person to review my job. After this, hopefully, Cherk is here in the front end for getting the nonce to verify. Actually, to sign a message instead of asking a nonce to be generated by our backend, we call another endpoint is passport nonce that get fetch a nonce from the passport backend. The user signs that message, and for authenticating, use that message, that signed message, to again another endpoint other than what was previously used. The other one is passport authentication, and by using that, we check that the message is signed by the user, and the important thing that is that user submit his profile to our community. So you will have an S score according to our profile or our configuration. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear for me.
Maybe I didn't emphasize well on the important part is that as a user, if you want to be, you submit your profile to our Giveth community in Passport. You know, we create a community in Passport, Gitcoin Passport for Giveth. Configure how we can escort the users, right? So it's the obvious part that everyone knows that the key feature of the passport is that we can escort people based on how we can based on their DID, distributed identification, and like what the Gitcoin itself is doing by scoring users based on the profiles they attach to their wallet. We can have the same thing, but different scoring strategy. So in order to user be user score be evaluated based on our configuration, user should submit his profile to our Gitcoin. Sorry, are there lots of noise here from my side?
No, a little bit. We can hear you fine.
No.
Okay. So the user must submit his profile, say that, yeah, I, as a user, I signed a message and pass this query that said, yeah, I want to submit my profile to this community. And after this, the user will be evaluated by our scoring system. We can ask Gitcoin Passport to give that user a score for us. And that user will be listed in our community in Passport. These are things happening. So in the new authentication server, get the nonce from Passport. It doesn't generate it itself and sign the message and give the nonce to the user to sign, and then sign message, including the user address, will be submitted to the Passport. Then the user will be part of our community. We can rely on that for authenticating because the user is signing the message, and that's the key thing that we use for authenticating a user. That we will know that the user has a private key that he signed the message. That's it. That's the part. What I will create. I created a PR. I will left it for Carlos to review. Of course, I can add more tests to it. Yeah, but it's my update for today. I upgraded some dependencies also on that repo because it wasn't touched for a long time.
I mean, just to double check, like the user won't need to fill out a Passport profile in order to like be authenticated then with the dApp.
Nope.
No, it's just like the signing of a message. It's like either fetching Passport data if they have it or not. Like it's either fetching their score or not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. His score will be 0. So if the user wants to have better score, we should ask him, redirect him somewhere in our UI UX to somewhere in our front end that your score is 0. If you want to have some, I don't know, credibility, redirect him to the Passport dashboard to fill his profile, fill stamps.
Okay. That sounds good. So that's clear for you, Cherik, right?
Yes, completely.
Okay, great. That sounds good. So then, yeah, then the next steps is just we will have a little bit of front end. I'll need to work on toss it with like a design, but I don't think it's going to be much. It's like we'll put it somewhere, add something somewhere to say like get a Passport score. It's going to be really small, and yeah, and then that'll be like the extent of the front end. And then the other thing that's like kind of relevant for this call is we're using Passport basically primarily for quadratic funding and like user donor uniqueness, which is like really only relevant to quadratic funding because the rest of the time it's like we don't care if you're a unique donor, you're donating. But like I wanted to check in like with the general broader ideas, if there's another way or other things that we want to use this Passport score beforehand when we're not or when we're not running QF rounds. Yeah, so wondering if like maybe Mitch.
I do. There when we issue, I'm adding the last GIF to get the tweet out. But when we issue reputation tokens, and there might be NFTs or whatever, when like projects become DAOs, we're making a grant to the EF right now that would basically enable features where when people donate to projects, they get a reputation token. But part of that, it's important if we're dishing reputation that we know it's going to one person, so that we can use quadratic voting and things like that. So eventually that will be a feature that matters too, is like the issuance of reputation tokens to donors.
This is a new thing.
It's not a thing because sometimes I tell you guys about things and then you start developing them too early. But it's not a thing because no one's paying us to do it yet. But we are constantly trying to make grants and things that we could do. So one day, maybe if someone ever wants to pay for it, we'll turn projects into DAOs, right? Like that's our roadmap. So, but it's not something that we're going to do anytime soon, but it does make me not want to release Passport because we are asking the Ethereum Foundation to give us money to integrate Passport in that grant. So if we can like not release it until we really need it for QF, then that would be great. And we lost Lauren. So I know that's kind of annoying for you guys to have like a
Rage quit. That was it.
She's like, fine, I don't need, but you know, this is the business side of things. We just need to get grants. So before, is it a huge pain in the ass to leave Passport integration on the side somewhere?
I mean, I think this is a question, Sherrick, or I mean, it will be pretty simple. We have like, we'll just add like a little something of like your passport score. We're changing the authentication service. Like, we don't need to show that passport score data anywhere like right away. I think the front end work will be relatively minor. I don't know, Sherrick, do you think that there's like any other problem with hiding it after we build it?
No, I think it's okay.
Yeah, you know, as it is designed, the JWT token, which is technical JWT, is a token that you authenticate with, is like that, just has another field that, yeah, it's authenticated with password. So everything would work like before. The only thing that in the operation I think is important is that we will rely on the passport backend for if for any reason the backend is down or is not working, we will have still our authentication service without password. And the what I need is that the user only must sign in with passport 1 to submit his profile. And the point is that one point important is that the message who is signing includes passport titles. The message is like, let me show you. The message, yeah, I agreed. I hereby agree to submit my address in order to associate with GIVeConomy passport. Let me paste it in the message. In the chat. It's the message that you should sign in, and that's the difference. Maybe I think it's the thing that we maybe someone will notice and say, yeah, why you are submitting my my address in the program without my permission or without asking me.
Were you saying, Amin, though, that we could have like either or, like we could, instead of like outright changing the authentication service, it's like we could have it like we choose which one we want to use at a given time. So we could have it built, yeah, and then just like be opting in to like not be authenticating with GIVeConomy passport until we're like ready to like announce it.
Yeah, it's possible because we don't remove previous ones. Previous ones all will exist, and we add a couple of new entries for authenticating and getting the announce message. The user cannot directly get the announce because the key is important, but we should keep it in the server, the community key. API key, sorry, the API.
Okay. But that sounds okay. Are you satisfied, Griff?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So then we can just keep building it, and then, so do we have any information about this EF grant, or like any kind of like estimated timeline? Is it like it could be any time, or it could take forever, it could be never, you know? Griff, sorry, I'm talking to you. I know you're distracted.
I have no idea. Yeah, and I just got the tweet out. So, but no, I have no. I mean, it may never happen. So, like, you know, like
But if it
there's no.
doesn't happen, aren't we still going to try to move forward with
If we can release QF as a full product, there's just no need to release Passport as a milestone. Like Passport stays in the back until, oh look, we have QF and we can launch now. Like don't let it delay. It shouldn't delay QF.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, when we launch QF, it's not about launching, hey, look, QF exists. It's like, hey, we're going to run these QF rounds on top of Giveth. These are the rounds. These are the funding. That's what we would be announcing anyway. So it's not only getting the dev work ready, but there's also some social work that would need to be done about finding groups who would want to run a QF round on Giveth.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's it for Passport anyway, basically. So it's like once we have Passport, once we have Passport set up, then we can kind of like work on the social side of QF. And anyway, we're just going to be like working on the back end, but like not integrating their contracts. So are there any questions about Passport, or can we move on to other things? Okay, the other thing I had on here, and I think there's like a lot of discussion going on actively right now, is the Chainvine givebacks calculations. Do you guys want to just like, I think everybody who's in the chat is talking, is in this call. Oh, Ashley isn't. But we were testing the Chainvine givebacks calculations and wanted to make sure that they were correct before we send our givebacks. I don't know, Mitch or Monique or
I know that Mariam did bunch of testing, but I'm not have. I think we don't have confirmation from Ashley yet.
okay.
Yeah, I did some testing too earlier this week, and it looks like it's working as expected. And Mariam also said the same thing. So
Okay. All right. And then I think Ashley just wants some like, how do I explain this in the forum post? But I think that she can sort that out then in the chat. Cool. PFP collection integration was brought up a couple of times, but Mitch was also saying we talk about it enough. Is there anything that needs to be talked about regarding this?
no, we had our weekly call yesterday, and the devs also do it in their daily check-in. So I don't think we need to spend time on this.
Okay, sounds
Unless
good.
somebody has a specific question, I can take it, but yeah.
Sounds good. Then,
Sorry, I just had a question. When it comes to Passport integration, also the pictures of the profile, it comes to my mind, and I think I think the PM should be more think about the areas that this integration may cause. Right now we want to let the users use their NFT profile, and what happens with the pictures if we want to integrate. But just a heads up, there's no need to talk about it in details right now.
yeah. Okay, then I'll make sure to like make sure that either Toss and I loop Mo in as well, so we can make sure, because I know that like the whole user profile is getting redesigned, so it's a great opportunity to put in. Thank you, Monique. The next is adding other chains. So Cello, I think like we are supposed to get the grant money by the end of this week, so then maybe like we could even launch it next week if it's ready. Are there any blockers on Cello or any issues? Like I think we still needed testing.
I think we have a problem. If you remember, to avoid projects getting unlisted, we add a hacky feature on my account side that the users can see at my Polygon address. That's supposed to be a temporary feature. Right now, if you want to add more chains like Polygon, it's going to be weird. We have to, if we add 2 buttons in the same row for each project. And I think we need a redesign there. I had a talk with Mosaidi, and he's working on a button in each row that is going to be kind of managing wallet address, something like this. That if the project owner clicks on that button, a model shows, and they can easily manage the addresses there. So with the current design that we had, because we add polygon address in my account side, it should change definitely before we release the silo.
Kotabe, can you mute yourself, please? Seriously.
Okay, great. Thanks, Monique. So then Monique Mosaidi is already working on that, right? And
yes, I asked him, and also because this model is also needed in single project page, so I'm not sure that it's finished or not, but he's totally aware.
okay, sounds good. I'll just send him a message as well, just to let him know that, because I think this is our only blocker, right? We would need to add that feature, and other than that, Cello should be working. We tested it on Alpha
You
Horus.
need a list of tokens, like what Mitch did for Polygon in forum post. You have to manage the prices in Monoswap, I guess, and also test the other tokens and make sure they get verified as well. And I think these are the things that we have to make sure, and I don't have any estimation about them yet.
Okay. Do you need any help, Monique? Did you already create issues for those things, or and have them assigned, or do you need some support?
No, I did not. I tried my best to do it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And for Cello, are we starting to work on the second part of that grant, which is actually deploying a token, like a distro on Cello and distributing givebacks on Cello and give power on Cello? Are we going to work on all those things?
Is that part of the grant? I thought that was eventually.
That's part of the grant.
We didn't do anything about them, but I think we had a talk with Amin about that. I can create an epic, or maybe Lauren can do it because it's more GIVeconomy side.
Yeah,
especially for the give power. Yeah,
I can do that, Monique. And then I can do that. So deploying the token distro on Cello and running give power, and but that's pretty much it. We need to deploy the token distro on Cello. Are we gonna also we're gonna do incentivizing give staking on Cello? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fun.
I don't remember. Do we have multi-sig features on Cello?
We do, but we have to use a different address than we normally do. You know how it deploys on the same address on other chains? On Cello, they have it. It just deploys to a different address. So we can't use give.eth as our multisig.
Okay, but do we already have a Cello multisig? No.
Maybe.
Mitch, do you have multisig on Cello with the same signers as give.eth?
My guess is no.
Doesn't
Unless
sound
Griff did it.
okay. Fun. Well, that's fun. I'm excited. So, is the
I'm going to deploy that multisig during this call.
Great. When you do that, Griff, can you post it in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Then
do we want to give the givebacks in Gnosis?
No. God, no. Really? Sorry.
What?
No givebacks on Gnosis. We're just distributing givebacks on Gnosis. Yeah, it's just staking rewards, and people get give power, and the give power is like cumulative. So it's like your give power is the sum of your give power from Celo chain and your give power from chain that's used to boost projects. But that's it. Givebacks still go on.
Okay. I'm talking about the the normal donations made in the silo.
Oh yeah, we should give givebacks to people who donate on Celo, right? The eligible givebacks tokens. So we need like an eligible givebacks token list. Yeah.
Okay. And we pay the rewards in us. It's a little bit weird, because even for the Polygon.
Yeah, well, with Polygon, they're not paying as much as Celo, and Celo also, like, we're going to use metrics to, like, if we have good metrics on getting Celo donations, then they will give us money for a liquidity pool and other things, right? So we kind of have this soft deal with them that, like, we're going to deploy everything on Celo, and if we can get good metrics there, then you'll hook us up. And they're like, yes, So that's kind of the soft deal, but they want to see they're going to give us this 20K, and then they want to see metrics.
Okay, and then so were we also getting from them like incentives? We were going to give incentives to projects to add their
What they want to do a QF round for Celo for projects that have Celo addresses.
Okay. To do.
So they're like a first QF funder, matching pool funder.
Amazing. Would they? So they would provide the matching pool, like they would provide the whole matching pool in Celo, and then when people donate to projects, oh my God, that's so cool. And when would they want to do that? Like,
Whenever the second we have QF up, and of course the Celo integration done.
Wow. So this sounds like good fuel for trying to get QF up sooner, right? Fun.
And I mean, there isn't much else. Well, I guess there's a lot of front end work to do for QF.
Yeah.
Cool.
Front end design.
Yeah, and I think this is like another good L1 approach. It's like just donate to projects that donate on your thing, and it's like we have this QF round, and like we'll try to do it with all the L1s.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Corey?
Just a quick check-in. I'm trying to understand timing regarding Celo. Is there any kind of ETA, just broadly speaking, on when we'd expect this to be like ready to announce?
Well, like in a couple of weeks, because we're waiting first for the grant money, and then there are the issues that we just talked about, like making the Celo token list and managing the prices and verifying the tokens, and then also like getting the staking rewards on. Oh my God, getting the staking rewards. Hey, Griff. Yes, Monique.
Yeah.
I think that sounds reasonable. The question: should we only launch the donations on Celo once we also have the staking on Celo?
No, we can launch. That's what I was going to say is we can launch the donations. We're only holding back because they haven't given us any money, and it's just better not to. Better they need to be held accountable to give us money, and then we do things for them, right? So we will the day they give us money, then it's like whenever Comms wants to make an announcement on Celo, but I can't tell you when they're going to give us money. So.
Well, yeah.
And we probably shouldn't start this other part of the work until they give us money, because you never know, things change. Okay, it's bear market. We can't just expect people to like follow through with their promises, unfortunately. So hold those horses, and we just wait.
Yeah. So to be clear, we're ready to go at any point. It's literally just about them sending us the money for us to no? Okay, because I just
we're ready for donations, aren't we?
No, we need to make the token list and verify them, and that's basically what Monique was saying. And I think so. Realistically, by maybe the end of next week, it would be ready.
But all we need, I mean, we could at least be open for Celo and CUSD or something, right? Like those two, and just not worry about the others.
What
I
do you-
guess
Actually, only we support Celo and 3 stable tokens, not others at the moment for prices.
Okay, so
It's not the problem only with the number of the tokens. You know, we have a design issue on the My Account side for add Polygon address there.
okay.
We have to change it.
2 weeks. Is what-
First, have you breached Give token to Celo?
No, but we can work with Axelar to do it.
They might have like their own like process. Like Polygon had like a very clear process that was unique to Polygon for migrating tokens.
Yeah. I had a call with Axelar about bridging to Celo. They should have it in a way that we can bridge to Celo without their support right now. I haven't looked into it. Again, I don't think that we should prioritize this over other work until they pay us, but at least we can do the donation side, which was the same as Polygon, the second they pay us. So like that part we should do. Because I could set up another call with Axelar and have our token like that, you know. But
I can also shed some light from the paperwork perspective. As far as I see from the KYC and the document that they wanted us to fill, basically we have to deliver milestones, and once that we deliver milestones, they release the payment of that specific part. So
but we get money first, right?
Not according to this document.
No, that's so dumb. Sorry.
That's not what that's not what I understood. But I will start talking to them.
Yeah, you can also take a look to this document. There is kind of like the specificities of the ground, and we also need so once that you do the multisig, send it to me because we need to share it with them. To which address will we receive it?
Perfect. Well, yeah, because I was under the impression talking with Isha and Anna that we would get the funds to start development. I guess I thought like there was a first milestone was give us some money. But yeah.
There is just sorry. There is just this column on the document that says measure of success to release payment. And it has like the price, like front end is 11,900, and we have to have these things so that there seems to be like the release of the payment.
Cool.
It's worth to mention that the hardest part, in my view, is participate in deploying Give power and then participating the user power in Celo in boosting process. It will affect our backend very much because after this we need to monitor 2 chains, combine those value, and it will add complexity to our backend. I think if you want to put some, if you want to have some vision about how much development does it need, that will get the most part of time for development.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this for optimism too. So make sure when you're doing, when we do this work that we're considering 3 chains.
Yep. Thanks, Griff, and thanks, Amin. But anyway, let's not start working on that at all until we get some money, at least for this first milestone of the donation things that we should be on track for in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but that means we can still finish the donations thing. We just can't deploy it until we have clarity on the payment. And yeah, Katabe, can you send me what you were looking at?
Yes, I will DM you.
Thanks.
All right. So then, I mean, I feel like that's good for Cello conversation, unless there's anything else. Cool. Okay. Yeah, Optimism. We don't have any updates on funding from Optimism, right? For the grant? No. Okay, good. Just that's a check-in. And then we were talking also like last week or the week before about integrating or getting a grant to integrate Zcash. Is there any like nothing there? Nothing there? Nope.
We just got the information for it at this point, so we got what we need to kind of make the proposal, but that's where we're at with that one with Zcash.
Okay. Okay. So that's like so not close to the development stage. It's like, oh, we'll leave that in fundraising, and you'll let us know if it becomes a possibility, right? I'm just bringing it up because it was like last time Griff was asking if Amin could look into it, and
Yep. So we're nowhere near. We haven't even like submitted the proposal, so it's just keep it in fundraising for now.
okay, cool, thanks. So keep in fundraising call. Yeah, that's all I have for adding other chains, unless there's some other thing that we should be doing. Other chains we need to be adding. No surprises here. No, good.
Sorry, Lauren, and just want to mention that we have design changes on some of the scenarios on boosting, or even, I don't know, when it comes to give power, I think adding chains and have this give power on multiple chains, may have some design changes. Be careful about the duration that we can deliver, because they got to slow.
I do think that the design changes, if any, will be pretty limited because the user flow for actually boosting projects won't change at all. The only challenging thing is like their give power balance, and like you can stake on multiple chains. So like I think the only thing we need to consider is like what the give farm staking looks like. Yeah, but the boosting flow we won't touch. Yeah, staking and locking, exactly. That's what we need to consider.
As far as other chains, we are definitely going to be proposing for funding from other chains. We're going to try follow-up proposals with Polygon. We're going to propose to Mantle. We should, when Arbitrum has their grants system up, we will be proposing that we deploy on Giveth on Arbitrum. So this is like a great funding stream for us.
Yeah. I just want to mention this quickly. Base apparently is like a L2 that's offering grants to build on their chain. We should look into applying there as well. Carlos, in my call with him yesterday, Carlos Web3 Beach mentioned that, and he said we just need to get in touch with them and then request a grant or like talk about building on Base. So FYI, Griff, Jake.
Maybe, yeah, Jake.
FYI, Jake.
Can you follow up with the Base thing? It's like Coinbase's L2.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, drop me the link and I'm on it.
Thank you, Jake. Great. All right, cool. So I want to talk really quickly. We're running out of time here in the call. Mount Pelerin, I'm pretty sure we just need people to test Mount Pelerin, but we need like a cat herding test party where everybody uses their credit card. So give power. I wanted to talk to you, Amin, because the vote has passed from Snapshot, and it's actually like interesting because we're talking about the Cello thing. Griff and I worked out the amount of tokens that should go out for each round. I copy and pasted it here into the GitHub issue that I assigned you to. This was just today. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that that's clear. But then also, as I want to ask you, Griff, if should we take 10% of this total give amount out so that Amin doesn't have to do double work in the next coming weeks and just have like 10% of this 1.3 million give held to the side so that we can use them as incentives on Cello? Or
I think that's fine.
yeah, because otherwise he's gonna have to.
If it's not Cello, it'll be Optimism eventually.
Yeah, so we should just take 10% out proportionally. Okay.
Well, I mean, what sucks is that means this round will just give less, give back to some for this round and next round, which is kind of sad.
Otherwise, when we can just do this round and next round as planned, and then see when Cello stuff goes through. I mean, how difficult is it to change the notify reward for rounds? Like if we set it up like rounds, the next 14 rounds should look like this, and then in 2 rounds we want to then change the numbers. Is that easy for you to do?
The hacker
This could what?
The hacker did it pretty quickly. Hope it's not too soon, but
you know, we should play with numbers. As the script is implemented, you give it the total number. For instance, say that I want to distribute this total number in, for instance, 8 rounds, and you say how much percent pay in each round. Is it how it works?
What if What if we did then the next 2 rounds and do the percentage? Like we make it just go for 2 more rounds and we do the percentages, because like we can assume Cello wouldn't launch for at least a month, and then we need to remember in a month from now to then notify reward again. Does that make your life easier?
Sorry, there are lots of noise around me. I cannot focus. You said that we keep it less in first 2 rounds, and if our plan changes, we increase the, you know, we distribute those values on others, right?
No, what I'm saying, so if you're looking at my share screen, here is like the total 13 million give rewards with the percentages for each 2 rounds, blah, 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 and the give amounts that should go out each round. I'm thinking that, like, I mean, we might have to like reduce these numbers in later rounds later. Like maybe it makes sense to just notify a reward for 2 more rounds, and like, you know, the total being like here 1,400,000 and something, 1,500,000, you know, and then you just do like, you know, 45% and 55% or something. Do you know?
Nope, sorry, it's not clear for me now.
in short, here, wait, let me. In short, we're going to have a set of rewards, but we're going to need to take 10% out for Cello. What's the easiest way to do that?
We just decrease the total value. We will distribute by 10%. So as I said, we give it a total number and the percentage to distribute it each round. In each round, right? For instance, we say that in the first round distribute 5.79%, right? If you want to decrease 10% for all of them, the first total value should be decreased by 10%. Just this. Is it your answer or not?
Well, no, because what we want is still to have in the first round 753,000 give to go out. Okay. And then eventually later take 10% of this total, but we're taking it only from the remaining rounds. So, but we don't know what that looks like. So
so it will not be exactly 10% because we have distributed some of them before. Is it what you mean? Or you can consider it as this. No, I will do the calculation. No, that's okay. You wanted to reduce the rest, that the total that we distribute after this with these 2 first round be 10% less than the first initial total value. You know, we need to cut more than 10% from the rest because the first 2 rounds were complete, right?
No.
Only 10% for
10% of each round. It's because it's like we should still be giving out this total amount of give in that 2-week period. It's just it'll be distributed on multiple chains.
Okay. I got it. Okay. So the what we want to distribute on Celo will be less than 10% of this, because
Yeah. So like if in round 3 we start using Celo, we'll want to distribute 80,700 give on Celo, and so then we'd subtract 807,000 by 80,007 and distribute that amount.
Okay. I got it. On that time, I will reduce total value in the script by 10%, right? So the next rounds will have 10% less, and we calculate how much will be paid on Fellow and prepare.
That would work. That would work.
Cool. Okay. Yay, great. But we should like for now, we should make sure that we have like rewards going out starting next round, because April 18 they should stop. So we need to make sure that we do this like soon and like set notify reward. So
Okay, maybe it's not exactly April 18, because we will had some delays in deployment sometimes, but we should see what's the exact date.
I think it is, but check. Yeah.
Okay, I should check.
Check, and then let me know if there's any questions. I mean, it's issue number 2474.
Okay, I have the email. I keep it on read.
Cool. Okay, then the other thing I want to talk about, but we only have 2 minutes left, so if there's something more important, speak now. The thing I want to talk about is the reordering of project sorting, because there was like a little bit of debate in there. Is there anything more important than this that somebody wants to speak about? Okay, then. Go ahead.
Nothing. No, I had another. Some idea came to my mind. You can implement it, but it's a heavy lifting. Yeah.
Are you talking about the restore?
I'm talking about backend. Even the backend, changing the backend to keep it update every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's something. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
Griff,
type with you.
we have 1 minute, and then you have to go. Are you happy if the projects resort every 5 minutes? Because last time we talked about it, you said if it's not immediate, we shouldn't do it. But
does that mean on average it'll be 2.5 minutes?
We should see. First let's implement it and then change we can configure it to make the time shorter, because we should pull the subgraph, update the views, and the query is complex.
I mean, I'm just imagining the user. He's like, "Oh yeah, I voted to move this," and then they go to check it, and they're like, "Oh, didn't move," and it's like, "Oh yeah, wait 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I've read like half of Twitter by then." No, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I really, if it can't be immediate. But if it's 5 minutes, is 5 minutes like so much easier that it's like?
We should see. Let me design and implement it, and see how much short time I can get, because as I said, we run a query that we calculate everything again, and keeping our database very busy with that, it's not a good idea.
No, totally. I get that. I just wish there was more of a cheating way in the back end to maintain people's give power, where you're only updating one thing, just this one person, not everybody, and that we could just cheat. If there's a cheat code, that would be great.
Oh, I mean, it's so messy. Jared was like, "No, you didn't say that." But did you read the comment? Because it's like a hacky front end thing that's going to make our code really clunky and weird.
And then my question was like, is that an edge case that's going to be obvious to a lot of people all the time, or is it something that might never happen because of this issue?
Can you restate your question? You said that some problem happened that wasn't before? I mean,
The stuff that Cherik was mentioning, that like, oh, you know, there might be a problem with pagination and stuff like that. Like, is that going to be something that happens to a lot of people all the time? And will it only last for 5 minutes? Or is it something that might never happen? Like, you know, it could happen, but it won't happen that often.
Actually, it happens every time because the main problem is we should calculate more and more and re-render the page every time, because after we show all projects, we should separate the user projects, or separate the projects that user boosted and calculate their rank again, and then show the all projects again. So it makes our projects page slow, and as I told, if it's very cool and user are very happy with them, it's okay to implement it. But actually make our code and site buggy, and sometimes we can't find out why this happens, and because many things change together, and it's a trade-off. We should accept it or cancel the implementation.
I mean, I don't have enough information to make that based off what you said. Make that decision. Like, I think that this is a very important feature, and so did Martin, because like basically people, when there's something that they really care about and they go to boost them, they want to see that impact immediately, you know, and then go about their day and be like, yeah, Giveth works great, you know? So like, if it's like, they do it and then they go to check their impact and it didn't happen, they think the thing is buggy. Now, if it reintroduces other bugs that will be there every time, well, that's not the goal. The goal is actually to reduce people's opinion of it being buggy. Because right now it feels like a bug. Like, it feels like a bug because you go in, you change the give power, and it doesn't impact anything, you know? So
yeah, I know.
You can tell the user that it updates in less than 5 minutes. You can tell the user that your score will be impacted in less than 5 minutes.
Or at least it counts down there in the projects page. Projects give power tab. And it counts down until it gets refreshed.
yeah, that would be cool. Like, hey, you know, we're doing a refresh every 5 minutes or whatever, and have there's a little countdown. That would be cool. Next, you know, next ranking live in 10 minutes, you know. Sure.
I totally agree with these solutions, the UI solutions, instead of changing the orders, because when we handle the pagination and sorting in two parts, I mean, first we sort them in the backend and then sort it again in the front end. It's really buggy, but we can have a session with Amin, I and Amin, and talk about it more, and maybe we can find some solutions.
Yeah, I like Monique's idea of a countdown. That also satisfies the problem. And I think Chankin was saying things too, but I think we all are over time and probably have to run. I don't even know what I'm late for.
Yeah, sorry, we are over time, but I was distracted because Griff, you only posted the first tweet, not the thread, and people are like commenting like, "What the hell?" Anyway, now I'm fixing it, but that's what happened. Anyway, that's what happened. I don't know. I'm just checking it out. But we have to end the call. So.
Okay, I have it.
Bye.
Twitter. Bye,
I'm
guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Lauren.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thank